Well, we're so pleased to have Tatyana McFadden with us today. Tatyana is considered the fastest woman in a wheelchair and has won multiple competitions, including several gold medals for the United States in the Paralympic Games. Adopted into a Christ-centered family, Tatyana continues to be a strong example of what can be achieved through valuing yourself. Please welcome with me Tatyana McFadden. Hi, it's so nice to meet you. My first question is that thing real? That's a real gold Olympic medal from Rio.
Yes, it is. It's real, and it's gold, and it even rattles for the visually impaired, and so it's pretty special.
Say that again?
It rattles for the visually impaired athletes, so the gold is the highest ring, then silver, then bronze. So the athletes they know exactly which medal that they have.
Wow, that's terrific. And so you won the gold. What an incredible accomplishment. And I'm sorry, but I was perusing on your Instagram account and saw pictures with Ellen DeGeneres and Barack Obama and Jacob the Wolverine from Twilight. And you've done some tremendous things with your life. And you're a winner.
Thank you.
But your life has been very difficult. Tell us, you weren't born in the United States, even though you compete for the U.S. Let's maybe start there.
Yeah, so growing up, I didn't have a typical childhood. I was born in St. Petersburg, Russia. I was born with spina bifida, so for you guys don't know what that is, it's a hole in your back with your spinal column sticking out. And you must receive surgery right after birth. But for me, that wasn't the case. I was laying in a hospital bed for 21 days, no surgery received. So it was practically a miracle that I survived and that I lived. Shortly after my procedure, my birth mom could not take care of me, so I was put into orphanage number 13. And from there, for the first 6 years, I had absolutely no medical treatment. Went to the doctors once, no doctor came to me. And so with that meaning, I didn't have a wheelchair, and so I had to walk on my hands using my arms as my legs. I wanted to get around everywhere. Wherever the kids were going is where I was going. And the day changed the 6th year when my mom happened to walk through the door, and I knew instantly this was meant to be and that my life was going to change for the better. Whatever it was going to change.
And man, has it. It's incredible. Do you ever feel angry about being treated the way you were as a child?
You know, I didn't know. You know, I lived life. Yeah, I think looking back, I really believe that God has a plan for all of us. We are a very strongly faith-based family, and that I think that God has gave me this purpose to live there, and He gives all of us purposes that we can handle, that He knows that I could have handled living in the orphanage and then coming to the U.S. and getting involved with school and sports and paving access for other people. And I believe that we all have a purpose and that we all meet, and that's why I'm here today, speaking with you all today. And there's a plan in the madness somewhere, but He knows that we can handle it and spread the goodness and the joy in the tough times.
Well, and how awesome that God sends someone like your mom into your life. And so she has been a huge inspiration for a lot of your victories.
She has. My mom is, I love her to death. She's been my #1 fan, and she's been there through all of my achievements, when I was crazy enough to say I want to be an Olympian, to starting my first marathon, supporting everything that I've done in my life. She's always been there 100%.
It's amazing. And she's taught you, I always feel like in sports, so much more has to do with what's going on in our heart and in our head rather than, our body. And our body is important, but it seems like our training is a response to what's happening up here. How important has that been for you, and where do you find the strength to get the mental and the emotional energy you need to compete?
Well, one, I love this sport. It's brought so much into my life, so the joy that I have for it always is the #1 priority. And two, it's brought, just so much more to my life. And that's another thing with God's plan. He wanted me to take all these different steps of, being born in an orphanage to the sports aspect. And no matter how hard it can be in training, no matter if it's raining outside, I need to go out and be cold, it's making me for the better. And that there is a plan, and that He has helped me along this journey to become the greatest athlete in the world, and hopefully continue that along my journey and to share my story. So sports is definitely, special, but it does other things as well.
Tatyana, there's millions of people listening to you right now, and many of them are hurting. Some with depression, some with addiction, some with disabilities. And what do you say to those people who say, I want to do something great with my life?
Yeah, I say that you can definitely do it. My word has always been in Russian, "Я сама," which means I can do it and I can do it myself. I've always had that mentality. We may just have to do things differently, but I can always get it done with the positive people around me and having my faithfulness and just enjoy the journey, no matter how hard it can be with the ups and downs and twists. That there is light at the end of the tunnel, and just to enjoy the ride.
That's great. A belief is so important, isn't it? Like just having faith and being like, I can do this. It doesn't look like I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Just saying it, believing it. You're totally modeling that. We're so thankful for you and proud for you. Thank you, Tatyana. Her book will be outside. She'd love to meet you and shake your hand, and she might even show you. She might even let you touch her gold medal. I don't know. I haven't talked to her about that. But
if you take it, I'll be coming after you.
She'll hear you because it rattles. She'll catch you too. She's fast. So, Tatyana, thank you so much for being here. You're such a blessing to our church and to so many people. You're just such an example and a coach to us. So we're thank you. Let's give her another hand of thank you.
Thank you.